Hi dear friends and subscribers, welcome back to your favorite show, the Cricket Happening Show with your host Ram. Well, in this cricket show, what I'm going to look at is I'm going to look at Australia's progress against India in the third test match of the Border Gavaskar Trophy. Then we are going to have a look at how Sri Lanka did against Bangladesh on day 2 of the second test match, and then we'll also look at Pakistan versus South Africa, the third one-day international, which was a very, very high-scoring one. There was a lot of chill spills and whatever you call it, with first the world record partnership between Hashim Amla and Devilliers, both of them hitting centuries. Shahid Afridi giving something to cheer about for Pakistan by showing all his pyrotechnics, and it was very good to see Shahid Afridi really come into his own, but it was not enough. He in fact has cracked a very, I would say, punishing 88 of the South African bowlers. So first what I'm going to do, even though Pakistan lost this high-scoring match, and now they are they have already they won the second one, as you know, so this was the third one, so now the score stands at 2-1. Well, I'll come to that later, but what I'm going to start off with, the match between India and Australia. This is the third test of the Border Gavaskar Trophy. As you know, yesterday one was waiting to see whether Shikhar Dhawan, who already had a proud record, would become the 5th batsman in the annals of Test history to score a double century. But in fact, it was Australia's day, I would say, because from a position of strength, India were 283 for no loss, as you know, but only adding 210 runs yesterday, India lost all their remaining wickets. In fact, I would say India were 210 all out yesterday. Thus, India got to a score of 499 all out, thus taking a handy lead of 91 runs in the first innings over Australia. But Shikhar Dhawan, as I said, one was probably waiting. But one thing that he did is he was out for 187 as he jabbed at a ball from Nathan Lyon, the right-arm off spinner. Cowan taking the catch with some good field placement by Michael Clarke, the Australian captain, some good thinking too. And Shikhar Dhawan was gone. And Australia would have been very, very glad to see the back of Shikhar Dhawan. But Shikhar Dhawan, one thing that I would like to say here is that what he did is, this particular partnership of 289 is the highest partnership by Indian openers in test matches. So that is the record that he took to his name, and also the fastest century debut. So he was the first wicket to go. After that, Cheteshwar Pujara was a victim of a very, very dubious decision, I would say. The reason being, one could clearly see, because I know the umpires with the naked eye wouldn't be able to see it, because everything happens in a flash. But when one was watching on the television, one could clearly see that Cheteshwar Pujara actually inside the ball, but up went the umpire's finger, and Cheteshwar Pujara was walking LBW ball Siddle for 1. Now, and then Tendulkar, well, he looked good in his 37, played some pleasing drives, but he was gone for 37 with 5 fours. Virat Kohli was the man who hung on there and really saw that he was not getting any support from any of the Indian batsmen who were coming lower down, including the Indian captain Mahendra Singh Dhoni, who was LBW bowled start for 4. Jadeja followed, caught behind the bowling of Siddle for 8. Ashwin caught behind the bowling of Siddle for 4. Bhuvneshwar Kumar contributed 18 with 2 boundaries, being a victim of Enriquez. Ishan Sharma was caught behind of Siddle for duck, and Pragya Anoja was bowled Siddle for 1. And let me tell you, 499 all out was India's score in the first innings, so taking a lead of 99. But it was all largely due to some very, very good bowling from the seamers, Australian seamers, especially the pace bowler Peter Siddle, who returned with figures of 5 for 71. It was a rich reward for Peter Siddle because he was absolutely on the money. He was moving the ball in the air, off the pitch, and he was getting some reverse swing too. Mitchell Starc also showed lots of signs of reverse swing, and the Indian batsmen were not really able to pick it up. But Peter Siddle was the one who really toiled hard and bowled manfully. In fact, he bowled superbly. Every time one had a feeling that Peter Siddle is going to do something, and Peter Siddle finally returned figures of 29.1 overs, 9 maidens, 71 runs and 5 wickets to his name. 2 for 74 for Mitchell Starc, 23 overs and 5 maidens, and one wicket apiece to Moises Henriques, Nathan Lyon and Stephen Smith. Now Stephen Smith, I would just like to talk about this wicket that Stephen Smith took, and that was the prize wicket of Sachin Tendulkar, who was very well caught. It was a good delivery from Smith, and Tendulkar was caught cover and bowled Smith for 37. Well, so just so with the 91 runs lead, Australia went into bat. The openers David Warner and Ed Cowan walked in. But let me tell you, they wouldn't be able to do much. In fact, Australia towards close of play were 75 for 3, so they are still 16 runs in arrears. And for India, the most successful bowler was Bhuvneshwar Kumar. Well, there was a lot of talk going on that Bhuvneshwar Kumar was underbowled. I had lots of my friends and subscribers saying me that the Bhuvneshwar Kumar was underbowled. Well, probably one has to agree with what you all say. Yes, Bhuvneshwar Kumar was given the red cherry, and with the red cherry he is always very effective. As always I have told you, Bhuvneshwar Kumar is very, very effective with the red cherry, and that's what he precisely did. In fact, he had bowling figures of 8 overs, 1 maiden, 25 runs and 3 wickets. So all the 3 wickets falling to Bhuvneshwar Kumar, and Australia were 75 for 3. The first to go was David Warner, got a ball which he nibbled outside the off stump. Dhoni behind the stumps took the catch. He was gone for 2. But the next wicket which went was a very, very good delivery from Ed Cowan from Bhuvneshwar Kumar, which actually held its line, and he was gone. LBW bowled Kumar for 8. So that was Ed Cowan. And after that, Stephen Smith, who was probably sent in as a night watchman, couldn't last much, and he got a peach of a delivery from Bhuvneshwar Kumar, who was really, really swinging that red cherry to a real nicety, I would say. And the way he actually swung the ball, this was a beautiful ball actually, which actually pitched on the off stump. But Stephen Smith probably outside the off stump, but probably it actually pitched on the off stump, and probably Stephen Smith was expecting that ball to swing onto the middle stump. So his bat had gone straight, but he saw that in the end the ball actually held its line and went and actually hit the off stump, and Stephen Smith was gone, bowled by Kumar. A beautiful delivery bowled by Bhuvneshwar Kumar, and Australia had lost 3 wickets for 55 runs. And after that, one was hoping that Phil Hughes, who has already struggled against the Indian spinners, would be easy meat for the Indian spinners. But let me tell you, this is the first time that Phil Hughes on this tour has done himself something. I mean, he has played some knock here, because what he has done is he has gone on to make an unbeaten 53 at close of play of 68 balls with 9 fours and 1 6. So he has been very aggressive, and what was good about it was he had lots of runs against the spinners. So Phil Hughes, well, some of his edges really didn't go into hand, but Phil Hughes saw of the day, and he was not out on 53 with 9 fours and 1 6. Nathan Lyon was not out on 4. Nathan Lyon was also sent as night watchman. The reason being that Michael Clarke is having some back trouble, which is very sad, because he's one of those mainstay batsmen for Australia, and it's very sad that Captain Michael Clarke is having back trouble, and whether he would be in a position to. One is told that he would be batting only if a situation arises where Michael Clarke has to walk in. Well, for Australia's sake, I would feel that Michael Clarke definitely has to bat. So 75 for 3 is what Australia finished with at close of play. This was on day 4. So match probably heading towards a draw. But unless and until, because with the final day, probably spinners could get some purchase out of this wicket. So 75 for 3 was what Australia closed with. Bhuvneshwar Kumar, as I said, 3 for 25 for him. Ishan Sharma, none for 11. Ashwin, none for 25. The spinners were wicketless on day 4. Well, so from here I'm just shifting. As you know, I have to actually catch up with 3 matches. So now we are going to the second match, and it is going to be pretty brief because of the time spent on the India-Australia match, as this was Sri Lanka versus Bangladesh. Day 2, Sri Lanka closed the day at 294 for 6. But at one point of time, in fact, Bangladesh had Sri Lanka in all sorts of trouble, because they had already dismissed 4 Sri Lankan batsmen for just 69 runs. Karunaratne wafting at a wide delivery from Abul Hassan, the pace bowler, who has already been praised by Kumar Sangakkara, saying that he looks to be a good prospect, and Kumar Sangakkara has already told that Abul Hassan is looking quite pacey. So that is a great tribute coming in from the Sri Lankan player Kumar Sangakkara, who knows what he's talking. So Karunaratne was gone, caught Mushfiqur Rahim, bowled Abul Hassan for 17 with 2 boundaries. The next to go was Tirimane. This time Tirimane didn't trouble the scorers at all. He was out for a duck. He was caught by Mushfiqur Rahim of the bowling of Rabiul Islam for a duck. And the next to go was the captain himself, Angelo Matthews, but he was actually scalped by the right arm offie Sohag Ghazi, caught Mahmudullah bowled Ghazi for 16. And that was the time Sri Lanka were reduced to 69 for 4, and the 240 was looking a bit far off. But as far as Kumar Sangakkara and Chandimal were concerned, they had other ideas. Not only that, they went on to a record partnership. In fact, they went on to the best partnership for the 5th wicket in test matches by putting on probably it was a very, very big 196 run partnership between Chandimal and Kumar Sangakkara. Kumar Sangakkara notching up an unbeaten 127, his third century in this series. He was not out on 127 with 10 fours at close of play. Chandimal also played a good hand, getting his second century, in fact his back-to-back second century in this particular test series, as Chandimal was bowled by Rubal Hussain for 102 with 8 fours. And then finally Vidanage was out for 12 to bowling of Rubal Hussain, and Kulashekara was along with Kumar Sangakkara for company. He was not out on 2 when stumps were drawn for the day on day 2, with Sri Lanka replying to Bangladesh 240 all out with 294 for 6, which essentially means they are 54 ahead in the first innings. The bowling, well, I'm just going to say about who shared the wickets. Rabiul Islam 2 wickets for 52, 1 each to Sohag Ghazi and Abul Hassan, and Rubal Hussain took 2 for 41. Well, from here I'm just quickly changing focus, as I'm just going to talk about the game which happened, which is the 3rd one-day international which was played today between South Africa and Pakistan, and this was played at the new Wanderers Stadium in Johannesburg. It was a very, very high scoring game. In fact, South Africa were the victors. South Africa batting first made 343 for 5, the feature being Hashim Amla and A.B. devilliers putting together a record partnership. In fact, this is the highest partnership in one-day internationals, eclipsing the previous record which was held by the Indians Sachin Tendulkar and Rahul Dravid, and they did it against Kenya in Bristol in the World Cup. But this partnership was worth 238 runs this was for the 3rd wicket, 238 runs for the 3rd wicket, which enabled South Africa to reach 343 for 5. Yes, they had some real impetus given by Faf du Plessis, who smashed 45 runs of just 19 deliveries with 4 fours and 3 sixes. Hashim Amla contributing 113 balls, 9 fours and 1 6. A.B. devilliers contributing 128 of 108 balls with 12 fours and 3 sixes. I would only talk about one person here as far as the records were concerned, and that was Wahab Riaz, becoming the first bowler from Pakistan to leak as many as 93 runs of his full quota of 10 overs and taking 2 wickets. So he has become the most expensive Pakistani bowler in one-day international cricket as far as Pakistan are concerned, leaking 93 runs of his 10 overs. Well, as far as Pakistan were concerned, they finished with 309 all out. It was all thanks to, because they were really struggling at that particular stage, but Shahid Afridi was the one who really I would say gave a sort of a not a big fright, but a small fright, because he showed all his pyrotechnics that he has. He came into his own today and smashed 88 runs of just 48 balls with 5 fours and 7 sixes towards the end. But as I said, it was not enough, because there was no other player from Pakistan really carried on. Wahab Riaz in the lower order contributed 52 balls with 5 fours and 1 6, and 57 coming from the top from Mohammad Hafiz, an aggressive 57 of 49 balls with 6 fours and 3 6. 30 coming in from Kamran Akmal of 42 balls with 4 fours, 28 from Misbah ul Haq, the captain, of 25 balls with 4 fours. But Pakistan were always lacking. As I said, Shahid Afridi was the one who actually breathed life into this particular match, but it was not enough. to prevent South Africa from winning. And South Africa won the match by 34 runs, the third one international, and lead the series 2-1 in the 5-match series. Sotsobe, 10 overs, no maiden, 74 runs and 3 wickets, and 3 for 56 for Ryan McLaren. So, well, dear fans, friends and subscribers, as I am running out on this YouTube broadcast, I will have to end up my cricket show for today with all these 3 cricket updates that I gave. Just keep an eye. Today we have New Zealand and England going to play, but probably there's a forecast for rain. Whether the match would be rained out or whether there's going to be some play possible, one does not know. One has to wait and watch. Well, dear fans, friends and subscribers, on this particular note, this is your host Ram saying goodbye and hoping to catch up with you all tomorrow. Until then, it's goodbye. Thank you.